What's up, everyone? Tag a friend and let them know we're about to get into it.
Welcome to the Speak Her Podcast with your host, Camille Essick, the podcast where innovators and creators connect. Let's get started.
Help keep the Speaker Podcast ad-free. Hit the link below and buy me a coffee. Your support keeps the podcast free of interruptions while bringing you more impactful conversations.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Please share this and tag a friend who needs to hear this.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's Camille Essick. I'm host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where innovators and creators connect. Be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe. Follow me. I'm across all streaming platforms at Camille.Essick. Also, I would love to hear from you. You can also send me an email at thespeakerpodcast@gmail.com and follow me on YouTube. I'm currently working to build up my channel, so I would love to have you support me. Without further ado, he is not a stranger to the show. My brother and friend, Deshon Gales, is back. I call him the professor because he is so knowledgeable and just a really cool person. So, Deshon, welcome back. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me back. I'm always ready to be back when
Yeah.
you want me to. So I am here and ready to rock tonight.
Yes. So we're gonna flip it. Usually I do it at the end, but I want to go ahead and do it now. So a lot of people don't know, but you are my mentor, and connecting with you through your amazing course, and you pushed me to even start my own course. And so we're gonna drop in some information, but we're also gonna offer some things to you all throughout this episode. But let everyone know about your amazing course.
Well, that one amazing course has turned into several things. Um, I have the Beyond the Lens AI course. And in Beyond the Lens, a lot of people thought it was just photography and images. That's one of the major parts of my life. But this Beyond the Lens has grown into a private group for those who, have made purchases for the course. When I started, I did like a group of 5, and then we had the personal groups. But as I went on, I said I need to give everyone that one-on-one, vibe and feel. There I teach you about AI of all kinds, especially using Chat GPT and how that can make a total difference in your life. Right now, I have it split again for photographers that want to learn how to edit with AI, what AI platforms I suggest, and I show you how to do that there. It shows you how to work your speed, work your techniques, and different things that you probably have imagined that you wanted to do. I can show you how to do that. And then it's the basic one, so it's split. So and I'm constantly thinking of other things that are coming to me, but they'll be coming soon.
Absolutely. And I also have my AI course as well. It is a step by step. I don't just throw you out there, and I also give you resources and tools to take with you after the class. I'm a pupil of Deshaun, so I'm a part of a bigger tree. Like, he's a professor, and I'm one of those branches of that tree. And so I bring him on just because, even outside the course, he has poured so much into me, and now he's positioned me to be able to do the same for other people. So just openly, just again, giving your flowers and just to say thank you so much.
Well,
So one of the things I want to talk to you about, Deshaun, tonight is mental health and creativity, and it's something I feel that is not discussed enough. You and I talk offline all the time, and I was just like, man, this is such a great conversation that we need to bring online because I don't believe a lot of creatives don't have the support in the community necessary. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress, there's life, there's a lot that happens as a creative because we're creating out of a different space, and
Mm,
sometimes it can be a little draining,
mm,
very tasking. So my question to you, Sean, is what what is your advice or how do you navigate those spaces when life is just happening where and you could probably pick up on this as far as it can kinda block your creativity. So what do you do to open the gate? Is it prayer, the word of God? Like, what do you do when you're going through those moments when it's not just Deshaun, the professor, but just Deshaun, the servant?
mm. Well, I feel like I'm always Sean the Professor. My creativity valve never shuts off. As you know, my mom is in the hospital. It has not stopped. I have moved, picked up things, brought her food to the hospital, picked up the kids from school. It has not cut off because everywhere I go, everything I do, inspiration comes. Creativity is constantly moving in me. When people say they're burnt out, no, I feel like you just gave up because I feel like what you feel is a burnout point is a start for the new level.
Mm,
If you're burnt out, that's your opportunity for a new level because like people preaching and they feel burnout because they don't know what to preach. No, you need to ask God, what is it that you want me to say? What is it you want me to teach? Use my mouth, use my spirit, and use my mind because those things are not going anywhere. They're not burnt up or burnt out. Take that opportunity to seek God, go within yourself, and see what you've missed around you. It don't have to be some great and wonderful speech. It don't have to be some great and wonderful project. But if you deal with God, He's constantly speaking. Since we've been on this phone, there are things that I see around this table, and I'm saying, "Oh, I can do that. I can create that." Everywhere I went today, in stores and all of those kinds of things, picking up stuff for my mom, I'm constantly seeing stuff. When I see something, usually I'm looking at it to make it better.
mhm.
All through the airport coming here, it was so much artwork and so many themes and stuff. I just took up my phone and I'm just because when I saw it, I said, "Oh, I can do this, I can do that." All through the hospital, things that I was seeing, and I said, "Oh, this could be better." Yeah, so I don't experience burnout. I don't I don't think I could ever experience burnout because I constantly have a project. Um, but never burnout. I just when I if I feel a burnout, douse that fire or put it over for later and start new, start fresh. Because anything that burns up is you gonna have ashes or you're gonna make something from it.
Yeah, that's so good. I for me, I won't say I felt burnt out. I think more so as far as maybe exhaustion because I poured out so much, and in
Mm-hmm.
those moments, I've learned to listen to myself, and I've told you this, I will shut my map book and just walk away and, kinda step back for a day or so just to recharge, and I always
Mm-hmm.
like to use the analogy, it's like a cell phone. You can use your phone, but if you keep using it and you don't plug it up and charge it, it's going to die
That's right.
because the battery is low. And we're working on a low battery. And if you don't charge the phone and listen, and you see that little battery icon, it starts turning yellow and red, and it's telling you like, "Hey, you're low," and you keep using it, it will power itself off. And
Hmm.
we're like a phone, if you don't listen to those little signals and you're going from yellow to red, your body will shut you down when you don't listen. So I've learned to listen to my body and
Hmm.
to know when I need a break. Mentally, I need a break.
Hmm.
And there have been moments where I've learned to schedule my social media posts more often to
Hmm.
take me out of social media to give my mind a rest and also to give myself a chance to, if I am in a creative wave, that I can create and I'm not distracted by social media, but also just to give myself those mental breaks just because between the laptop and the phone and TV, it's just a lot. And you just have to know when to say, hey, I'll come back to it. This will be here when I get back. If it's a day or two, 3 or 4 days, if it's a week, but you know when you need to stop and pause and go outside or take a nap or
Hmm.
something. So absolutely.
Yeah.
What has creating the community as far as DG studios, we're seeing the rise of more AI communities, which is necessary, but
Hmm.
in that just not just it being just an online community, but just the heart of and the passion of it as far as bringing Black creatives together. And I've seen this issue so many times as I'm getting more into AI, that discrimination even happens within the world of technology. And
Hmm.
so I love the fact that you've created this hub for creatives that look like you and I, that we can come together and we see each other. I think that's so important.
Most definitely. You have to have your community. You have to have someone that looks like you, because I believe that the creators of the platforms that we use are European, and all of the generated images automatically go to European, not Black. If you're prompting for Black, you want Black, you need to say African American or Black, because it does not just give you random or even Black and white. It's automatically white.
You have to tell
And
it.
you have to tell it. If you don't tell it, this is the color that you get.
Yes. Because what you put in your prompts, that matters. And I
Hmm.
remember, in the beginning, I was, like, so upset, like, "Deshaun, da da da," and you said, "You have to tell it."
You
And that
have,
was like, to tell it, like, you have to let it know.
yeah, because there is power in your prompt, and you take that Black power and put it in your prompt. Tell your story, tell your Black story, tell it from your Black views, because it knows, it's smart enough to know.
Yes,
Very intelligent, very smart. But you have to use your smarts and your intelligence to say exactly what you want. Because as I always say, there's power in your prompt.
absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why I created my course, and I have, it's like a resource where I'm guiding you through on some things on what to say, and as you as well, just because I feel like it's so important that, when we're creating these digital courses for those wanting to learn what we do,
Hmm.
and I don't mean you're creating Muppets or puppets or dolls, and there's nothing wrong with that, it can be fun, but if
Hmm.
you're really serious about showing up in social media, becoming a serious digital creator, getting contracts, taking on clients, having retainers, maybe even picking up a commercial contract or private contracts,
Hmm.
or just to reface. your brand, business, entity, ministry, whatever that you do in the social media, and bring it up to speak because AI is happening. It's not going anywhere. We're providing these products. You're providing them and I'm providing them, but it is an investment. And that I think that's something that is very important and needs to be clear because I've paid to take classes to learn and so have you. And it's the gift that keeps on giving,
Mhm.
but the representation matters. But to really get the niche of it all and this not the niche, but the desired result,
Mhm.
it takes some investment.
Yeah, most definitely that. Because if you don't invest in you, you can't expect anyone else to make the investment. I
Yeah.
spend good money to use my AI tools, and a lot of companies have been blending together and, for lack of better words, collabing. Um, if you go on a lot of AI platforms, especially generating videos and images,
Mhm.
now people are coming together and then you have like 10 to 12 options to choose from. Because
Mhm.
before it was just one, um, platform,
Yeah,
but now
software.
people
Mhm.
are coming together. So you get something like Hailu, um, create has made their own, even though they are one major platform, and with other things, with Kling and some different other things.
Canva.
Yeah. So they're putting everything together, which is good for the pocket and good for the options, because every one of them do something slightly different.
Mhm.
Um,
So
yeah.
into that, as far as the representation, what do you think has been the biggest hurdle you have seen within what we're seeing right now with AI and technology? Because for me, which I've told you before, when even things for myself or even, a client, which I continue to harp on this because it just really annoys me, is the over sexualization or the hyper sexualization of Black women.
Hmm.
And that is the number one problem. And I'm having to be creative on prompting certain
Hmm.
images because you know, I don't want the baddie photo. I know that's trending in certain areas, particularly with certain demographics within the beauty industry or just certain industries, entertainment. But for myself,
Hmm.
that's just not the product that I want to produce and put out just because of the nature of the people and the clientele that I work with. And so for me, it's just really, well, I guess it's a great challenge because it's forcing me to really think about prompting and being creative to make sure I'm getting what I want. But
Hmm.
for myself, I would say the biggest gripe I've had up until this point, like you said, generating people that are not even my skin tone, but also just the hypersexualization of Black women.
Hmm. My thing is that prompt. And if you don't tell it to have a covered chest or make it go up to the neck and
I've
you,
done it and and I've had to again become creative with the
uh-huh,
wording,
yeah,
like be
that's
very
that's the
creative.
prompt. Because if you had put that prompt in before, you wouldn't have female chest.
The cleavage, because I
Mm,
mean, it's like,
believe
pow,
it.
and I'm like,
Yeah, because I put some things, prompted some things just, randomly, not even considering it,
yes.
and it automatically gives cleavage and breast and naked
I
chest.
had that, the one I did the other day,
Mhm.
literally topless, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
no
so I'm just
ma'am."
like, what in this system causes it, you know, to be bare chested? I
I was
I have
appalled.
yet to find out what makes it do that, and you don't have to be prompting anything close to that.
I was
But
not. I was
sometimes
literally
it will
topless.
randomly. give you as a group called Bare Naked Ladies.
I deleted that generation so quickly. I was offended. Like, you think by now you would learn me? Why would you even generate that?
Mhm. No. Now, in my learning, Chat GPT learns you.
Mhm.
These ADAT generators do not.
So I messed around with the newest, I think it's Chat 5. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like it. Like, after a couple generations, I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Just with the features, it was very bare bones. So I
Mm-hmm.
just go back to the software, the programs that I use, but I was not a fan of Chat. Just
Mm-hmm.
from what I messed with, I didn't like now they did good with a video, but even with the video, it resembled me, but it wasn't me,
Mm-hmm.
unlike with my other software, but this one with Chat, I was like and maybe because it wasn't familiar, but the results I got just in that one little session, I was not pleased. I was and it was very frustrating. I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept telling me like, "Oh, not recognizing." I kept getting error messages. It was just
Mm-hmm.
very clumsy,
Mm-hmm.
very clumsy.
One one tip that I can give for that, I don't generate images within chat.
Me either. But I just tried it, to play with it because I got
Yeah,
the update notification. I was like, "Well, let me mess around with it." And
yeah.
after about 10 minutes, I was like, "I don't like this." And I just
Mhm.
got out and go back to what I use. So,
Yeah. Always use what works for you.
mhm.
Because I don't think chat is really meant for that. Um
It's great with
so
wording, like language.
hmm,
It's very good with language,
very
writing.
much so. Because
Yeah.
because we're chatting. We're not here to make now if you well, I was about to give a major tip out.
Hold
But
it, hold it.
I was wait.
Yeah.
Anything you want to make, chat will help you enhance it. It will it will critique you like one of my bots will. What you should give you suggestions, what you should add, correct your grammar, anything that has to do with words. That's what
Mhm.
I go to chat for. Not to create things. It'll
Right.
and if I want a prompt for it, I'll say, give me the prompt for da 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 da.
Mhm.
And then I put it into the generator that I want to use. But I'm not sitting there. First of all, it takes too long for chat to generate an image.
Yes,
And then
very
sometimes, and
slow.
if you don't download it, then you have to tell it to generate this again, or
Mhm,
refresh the screen, and that's annoying to me. But I
mhm.
will tell them to give me a prompt for such and such, and put that in the generator, and it comes out perfectly the way I want.
Yeah, it's really good.
But when it starts to go left when you're randomly prompting, or you're not so sure about what you want to see, but and you know what you don't want to see. But if you don't be specific about your prompt, you're gonna get anything.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hmm.
for me, ChatGPT is like my admin assistant when
Hmm.
I'm needing taskers done, really good for that, and now that it has the, dictation feature, and
Hmm.
mine sounds like a black man. His
Hmm.
name is Jonathan, or I call him Jay, or sometimes John. A lot of times I call him Jonathan or Jay, and he's just very sharp, very quick, and it's just like talking to a person, which is kinda scary, but he's also affirming, like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you're doing a great job, XYZ, da, da, da," and, because, you can train them,
Hmm.
whatever tone of voice that you wanna have or hear, and so he's pretty much like my AE, and he handles a lot of my I won't say menial, but he does handle a lot of my, admin stuff for me, which helps
Hmm.
me so much throughout the day.
Good. Hmm.
So going deeper into this conversation, first of all, I hope y'all are getting something from this conversation. We're just talking about mental health and technology. I'm here with Deshon Gales, and diving deeper into this conversation as we turn the corner for you. what do you foresee? Because, on my end, for my 9 to thrive, as I call it,
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of businesses, teeter as far as introducing AI into businesses, but what about the ministries that you serve or we serve in the future? Because with the pandemic, we saw how some churches were scrambling to a degree when it came to streaming online or
Mhm.
attempting to stream a service when the pandemic hit and we were quarantined.
Mhm.
Some churches were not technology forward and they fell through the cracks. So now that we're introducing AI, what do you think or believe how that will impact as far as on the creative side with ministry, meaning graphic work design, admin, etcetera? What do you think that looks like going forward after post-pandemic?
Well, as it pertains to the ministry that I serve in, we had already been streaming and all those things. And I think that, well, I was coming home from Africa as soon as they made the big COVID announcement. But we were already streaming. And me and the business partner of mine, we were going live, showing people that you don't have to go out, but it was like Zoom, and you're able to continue to minister online and possibly even a bigger audience. But even with AI and design and streams and all of that, it's only going to get better. It connects you to a whole world that you did not have already. Um, in the experience with the ministry that I serve, even with those streaming opportunities, people still took the opportunity during the pandemic to do what they wanted to do anyway. A lot of people, they were kind of fed up and over it, the things that they were doing, so they took that opportunity to exit stage left. Um, and a lot of people still watched, just to see what's happening, what's going on, because nobody is scared of COVID these days. And now these days they say, "Oh, I got COVID. It's gonna go away in a couple of days." Well, I don't even feel anything. Um, COVID has COVID has become a major excuse. Because I know somebody who had COVID the other day, and baby, they are out of the country. It has not stopped them. It has not stopped. There was, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, that was their opportunity to give up on something that they've been wanting to give up on. In my family, I had not experienced like me and my mom had COVID. Now my mom was sick, but I think that was because of little nasty kids, not COVID. But just like I was traveling, I was going to San Paulo. I think that was during the COVID. Yeah, and you have to have your COVID test. And then when I checked, it was like I had it, and I'm just like, how? I'm fine. Don't feel anything.
Yeah, but what
And
I'm saying about what about AI is what I'm saying is what about
oh,
AI?
I'm on my
Yeah,
way to AI,
yeah.
but you started with COVID.
No, I was just referencing a time period. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm referencing that. That Let me do AI graphics. AI graphics. If you want to say, let me say, like lower thirds, like we have Camille Essex and Deshon Gales. You tell it you want lower thirds for a video screen, and you want it to say Deshon Gales, and then the lower part of the lower third, you want your title. It can give you those variations for you to use, because I saw in the settings for this, we can switch out the backgrounds and do all of that. Some things that you pay for, from designers. You can have chat to do all of that. Now, if it's for stuff like that, it's simple. You don't need nothing elaborate. But if you know how you watch the news and you have them people moving in, and or like the shows that will come on, they'll come in and then they'll move around or talk. um AI helps with all of that, and you don't have to pay a company to do all of those major things, because that boosts and enhances your life. That boosts and enhances your business. Because if we were just on Zoom and we didn't have our names and we didn't have this beautiful background and your beautiful speaker logo up there, that's AI stuff. And it's constantly growing about concerning the things that you would need to have. This is full production. Every Sunday for me is full production. When I do the screens that we have up, I rarely will go into Photoshop, even though Photoshop has AI. But you can't be all day. AI, you tell it what the title is, what the theme is, prompt me. That's my phrase. Prompt me. And AI is going to do it. You put it in, you've got your screens. That's enhancing your ministry. That's enhancing what you lost. And that is grabbing the attention of the people. And that's one online is one thing, but when they come into the actual sanctuary and they see this big screen that's larger than life with your graphics and all that, they're like, oh wow, this is amazing.
It's cutting the production time in half with designing.
Yes,
I mean, you
you
can
don't
still
have to
manually
wait.
design, but
Mhm,
which I do just because I feel like that's a skill I need,
mhm,
but you can also use AI to create words, like, for example, if you wanted diamond font, happy birthday,
mhm,
instead of going into Adobe and creating that, which can
mhm.
take forever, I can go into Peak Lumen, I can go into ChatGPT and say, "I need happy birthday in diamond font," and have it in seconds. And then I can
Exactly.
take that, drop it into Canva, remove the background, and keep designing.
And keep designing. And what did you pay?
Nothing.
Your subscription.
Yes.
That's it. There's no need. There's some like if you have a business, a ministry, put whatever it is you want or need into Chat GPT and watch it just start spitting out. Just spitting out prompts and things that you need. Because you should be a one-stop shop for you.
Yeah. And if you're not, I am, and that's why I have my course,
Mm-hmm.
the Creative Connect virtual VIP course, which is available on my website at CamilleEssay.com. That's why we have Beyond the Lens, because we have these courses available, because we can sit here and explain this to you within 30 minutes, but my course and yours, it's one-on-one personal coaching. You get private sessions, 2 hours. We walk you through everything. We're giving you resources and tools that you take with you after the class,
Mm-hmm.
and you're also getting in-class live and real-time assignments that we review, critique, and
Mm-hmm.
you're getting feedback on that, and not to mention, upon request, you can also get that 2-hour recording with requests. That way, if there's something that you missed, you can go back and watch it again.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's why you have to join Beyond the Lens, the group on Facebook, connect with Deshon Gales, and also go to my website, CamilleEsther.com, and grab that virtual VIP Creative Connect course, because yes, there is an investment, but the payback is residual. It just keeps on giving. And that's why I brought Deshon here, because he taught me and he has poured into me selfishly. And I want to share him with other people, because a lot of people don't know that you're here, Deshon. And so they don't know about Beyond the Lens. They don't know about the community. And these are just one of the many conversations that we've had. But there's one thing to have Chat GPT and you're just typing stuff in,
Mhm.
but you and I know it's how you use it, how you use the tools, how you use those nuggets, how do you use the resources. So, Deshaun, when someone gets, let's say, Chat GPT, or we call it chat for short,
Mhm.
can you really kind of hit on the importance of exploring what's really in front of you?
Yes, I can do that. If I'm using chat, I'm really using it for something. I'm not looking for recipes or make Ghibli cartoons. I know how to do that in my own TV.
Muppets and puppets.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's cute, that's fun. And
That's
I'm
so cute.
but I'm using it for business and helping people.
Yes.
I'm asking for plans and different things for people, like resumes and business plans. I have done a business plan for someone, and it was so elaborate. And I asked Chad, how much would someone charge to create a business plan like this? Um, they start at 1,500 and up, and it said this part here is that, and this part here will cost this much if you use a person who designs or creates business plan. And I'm giving it away. I said no more of that. No more of that. Because this is to build you. When people say AI is gonna stop, take their jobs, yeah, I hope it takes it. I hope that it takes it. Because that means that's gonna move you to either just sit at home and look crazy, or you're gonna put your hand to the plow and begin prompting about what you need to do during this time. Whatever it is that you can do, whatever you're talented in, you ought to put that in the chat GPT and ask, what do I need to be doing to make money?
How do I
Or if you,
monetize this?
yes, you got to monetize your life,
Yeah. It gives you
because
a whole plan, like a whole 6 month
a
camp.
whole
Yeah.
plan, a whole book, you can't go wrong. I have not gone wrong. I have not clocked in anywhere. Me and Chat, we work all day. In I'm not making it God, but God has definitely given me and you and other people that I know Chat. If it's a sermon, you don't know all the books of the Bible. You may can recite them, but there are things in there. If you do, I always, when I'm really researching, I say, give me a deep search on such subject. And she said, I'm thinking, I'm going deeper. Then they give me that stuff like that. Um, I did a post in my stories. With one well-known Kojic person who passed away, and she
Mhm.
was talking about the howlings of God. And I said, well, I knew what it was, but then I started sending them to people that I thought were, you know, some people and preachers, they get enjoyment out of hearing people um preach or exhorting. They was like, howling, what is that? I'm like, it's in the Bible. And then I put in, give me all the scriptures with howling in the Bible. Baby, it just started rolling, and I'm just like, it's in the Bible. and you're a great and wonderful saint, and you never heard of it. If it's not in there, it's gonna say this is not in here because it knows the 66 books, the apocrypha, it knows all of that. It's intelligent. It knows. And if it's something that you're trying to do and you probably shouldn't be doing, it's going to tell you that. It said, no, don't do that because this will make this worse and do the, yeah. And if you want to work a job, whatever your title is, whatever it is you're doing, use AI
PowerPoint.
to help you.
A
Baby,
PowerPoint presentation.
I don't. If I get a job with a PowerPoint presentation, I would just throw up. But I'm like, you can't get mad at AI for taking a job and you just work at Wendy's, or you're not. Then I've heard some people talking about AI taking your job. You ain't worked in 12 months. Something else took your job, not AI. You need to get on AI, get your resume, and start a business. Ask it how to start a LLC. Just a simple question. How do I start my own business? In my business, I want to make $50,000 a year. In my own business, show me how to become a millionaire. People are doing it all around. They're not concerned about your lost job. You don't have to whine and cry to nobody about the AI taking over. Yes, it's taking over and you need to be a part. My AI tools can't do a thing without this, or this. Because you can talk to it, you can type, but if you don't use what you have already, you will never get results.
It is a tool. And I feel like this is an ongoing debate as far as we start to turn the corner to wrap this conversation up.
Mhm.
Um, there has been a debate, the debate on it's taking away from creativity, um, it's hurting photography, it's hurting graphic designers. For me personally, it has been a door opener because now I'm able not only to do headshots for myself, but if I have a client in Atlanta, if I have a client in LA, if I have a client in Chicago or Houston, and they're like, "Oh, Cam, I need headshots." I don't have to fly with tons of equipment. I don't have to drive 4 and 5 hours. I within 15 minutes, you can have an entire portfolio of professional and lifestyle photos via AI. And now it's opened up another lane where you can create another form of income where they're realistic, usable headshots and even mid-range shots that you can use for your clientele via AI. So
That's
now
right.
you're creating another string of income. And
Mhm.
that's my thing is how can I do this, work smarter, not harder, and open up because my goal is I want to have multiple streams of income, not 1, 2, 3, but multiple. Because if
Yeah.
you're using AI properly, you should be my pastor says, "If you have more than one talent, you have more than one check." And for everything that I can do with AI, that I am honing my skills because
Mhm.
why? I wanna open that door to have another lane of income coming in.
Exactly that. It's it it's a powerful thing to use. It's very powerful. And when you prompt correctly, you can have anything. Graphic designers, they the ones I know, there's a group of them that use it to create elements. I definitely use that to create elements. I don't have to pay all this money for like when they well There's some called elements. Using them, I create my own elements. I create my own symbols. I create my own logos. Anything that's graphic designed, I created with my prompts. Um, I don't know if I mentioned this on one of our calls before, but one time in my one of my design groups that I'm a part of, I put you know how ministries have seals, and sometimes they're like over elaborate.
The Game
With
of Thrones, Middle Earth.
yeah, no, like ministry seals where the you know how you have a circle or
That's
oval
what I
underneath.
said. It looks like a Game of Thrones, like a shield or
Yeah,
crest
yeah,
from a
exactly,
private school.
and exactly. I think that's where they get it from in Episcopal stuff. But I put um put one in the group, and I say, y'all, this is AI. And they went up.
You were able to
And
clock. You were able to clock it.
no, I put it in there.
Okay,
When I put that, because it looked like what they designed.
I got you. So you were showing them like the capability. Gotcha.
Hmm. And someone asked, what's your prompt? You got the game wrong. You think I'm going to give you the prompt for this? Because regularly, if you're using Illustrator, you shouldn't. I wouldn't suggest that you use Photoshop for it, because when you're doing seals and crests, stuff like that, you're going to have to enlarge it. So in Photoshop, when you start enlarging, then it starts getting pixelated. Illustrator will let it go above and beyond. But for those, I usually start at 350, depending on how elaborate they
Mhm.
want that seal to be. Because if you've seen them, they can be very elaborate or very simple. And I posted a very elaborate one, and they're gonna ask,
Mm.
"What's the prompt?" Yeah, we don't do that over here on this side of the church
That is
because
like a no. You
yeah,
don't.
but I'm like these are people, some people who are new, and then
Yeah,
I didn't cause a stink
I got
because
you. That's like asking your grandma for her secret recipe for her pound cake or something.
uh,
You just enjoy the cake. Don't
just
ask me what I put.
enjoy the cake. You just come over here and lick the spoon when I get through
Lick
mixing
the
it.
bowl, the beaters, but don't ask
You
me my recipe.
you'll get it when I leave. You find grandma's cookbook, baby.
I have mine. Yes, I do. Or that's
Yeah,
like somebody that, what do you put in your macaroni and cheese? You asking me lets me know that you don't know how to cook.
you don't know, and then I'm not gonna just tell you. I teach a class on that.
We teach a class on this.
Yeah, we have a class. I'm like telling you that, and then here you go with the class, like you know. No, that's not right. That's not right. Just because what I give you the prompt, that's not going to show up for you. You may be close, you may be in the style, but I'm not giving it. I'm not just giving you that. That's not right because you don't give me anything ever. I'll show you
It has
some.
to be reciprocal. Like,
Yeah,
now
because
I
I'm
will
just
say,
like, huh?
yeah, yeah. Now, for the record, your relationship and my relationship is a little different because
Mhm,
I'll send you something and you'll go, try this, you know, because again, there's a level of trust and confidentiality there
mhm.
that I don't have with other creatives. And that's another conversation for another day, is the creating space of trust with other creatives. Because
Yes.
people will watch you and smile on your face and watch you and try to copy and mimic you and
Mhm.
smile on your face, but but they never support anything that you do.
Ever.
Another conversation, another rabbit hole.
Let me drink my drink. Let me drink. They
That's
don't
another
ever
rabbit hole.
turn. I'm
Never.
like, you went. I'm like,
Yeah, that's another therapy session,
never an
but
encouraging word.
nothing. So, but just will drain you for all your work.
Yes. I'm just like, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
but we're
no.
gonna bring it back in. But definitely, I think it's important to um have that space of safety and creativity was
Mhm.
of safety and trust for your, creatives and DG studios, and you have the, Beyond the Lens, which
Yeah,
is the community I fall into, and we have to also shout out, Natasha Burnett. She's another one that she's created a safe haven for Black creatives, and,
yeah.
I appreciate you both. I talk to you more, of course, but beginning to learn Tasha, she's an awesome person,
Very much.
and the the lane she's opening up for Black women in technology and AI is amazing, and so, there's just certain people like you and her I look to and I'm like, "Man, I wanna be that good." I wanna be that good. I'm getting there slowly, but you 2 are killing it for sure.
Yeah, I love her. She has come up with something else new. And I posted, well, actually, I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee, and I usually prompt with my nephew and niece. And one morning this week, before he left and went to school, I put that um subject into ChatGPT, and I was prompting, but then he came before he got ready to go. I said, "Look at this right here, and tell me what you want him to do, what you want him to say." He told me exactly what he wanted and how he saw that cartoon going. Well, actually, it was realistic. And then I said, let's turn it into a cartoon. And he started telling me everything. I said, watch this. He stood here and that image came up, and then I animated it. He was like, wow. I said, well, you did it because this is what you told me to do.
Right.
It's so simple,
Yes.
but you just have to do it.
Yes.
You have to create what you say. If you say it, you can see it.
Yes.
Hmm.
You can
And
speak it
he is
into
fine.
existence through AI.
Because
That is
I said I'm
crazy.
going to just start recording him, and then put in the audio up for chat to give me the prompts for it.
Mhm.
Because he is full of energy, full of life and creativity. My
Awesome.
my mid journey is filled with stuff he's told me, filled with his drawings that I have animated that are basically full books. Use your child, use your nephew, use your niece, and talk
Children's
to
book.
them. And I'm just like, I have a children's book that I need to lay the text out on, but the book layout is complete. But it's nothing. You put that in Canva, Adobe, what's that thing? The Adobe's version of Canva or
Mhm.
InDesign professionally. On top of
And
those
now
images,
yeah,
you have a book
yeah,
that you can sell, that you can make money.
yeah,
Bump losing your job. You got
and
books in you.
yeah, and then Canva is trying to catch up with some of
Mhm.
the resources that we use, and, now Google has entered the chat,
I
and
see.
so it's becoming a smorgasbord, and you
Mhm.
just have to find whatever works for you, and
You
so I dabble in a few resources to create, what I have, and so being with you as one of your students and having the speaker podcast, I'm seeing it's morphing because now, even though I'm writing the lyrics using AI to create the musicality of my songs, meaning the beat, the drums, the snare, the vocal. And so now that's another extension of my podcast is through music, which,
Mhm.
of course, now is streaming across various platforms. Then Deshaun used AI to start making the music videos for my songs.
Mhm.
And when I showed you my first one, you were like, "What?" And so today, I had the lyrics, but I went ahead and dropped it into the resource that I use. The
Mhm.
song is done, and so after, of course, I gotta finish my homework. The next thing is to make my next. This will be my third full length um music video or visual.
Mm-hmm.
And now, of course, I have my space for my brothers here on my podcast
Mm-hmm.
for mental health. And I'm like, you know what? The ladies need something. So what turned it out as something I was messing with on TikTok has blossomed. And so Bougie Black Girl Files, BBGF, has its own Instagram page, and now it's full playlist. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not full play, but a growing playlist on
Yeah.
my YouTube channel, all stemming out of my podcast because working with you and you showing me how I can how can I word this? Repackage. There's so many other ways I can chop down and recycle the content
Mm-hmm.
within my podcast. Music, another page, another playlist, another video. But I think sometimes as us as people, when you don't have that exposure or someone next to you in proximity to pull and tap into those giftings, and that's the point of having a powerful mentor,
Mm-hmm.
someone that not only sees you now, but can
Mm-hmm.
see the future 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 version of yourself
Yeah.
and call those things out of you and challenge you. Because there have been times I've been like upset and you've been like, look, get yourself together. You're gonna learn this. Or no, you're not listening to me. This is what we're going to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
you push me and you cheer for me, but you also correct and challenge me as well.
I'm gonna do that constantly. And when I let you loose, I'll be like, I've created a monster. And I love it. Oh, it is so amazing to see results. I heard TD Jakes say one time, he said, uh, when I preach,
Oh,
I
Bishop CDJ. Yes, yes, yes.
yes,
Uh-huh.
when
Bishop,
when I
yeah.
preach, it doesn't matter if you shout, it don't matter if you fall out, it matters if you believe it.
Mm.
And you believe what I told you, what I've shown you, and you put it to work. Faith without works is dead. And you can shout and look at my designs and work, but when you put it to action, put that faith to work. If you don't have faith, you can't please. And that's his word. So if you don't put the faith in your own self and in your own work and get to moving and prompting, you'll never have anything. That's
This
my take.
this has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
I love bringing you on just because we need to continue to have these conversations about Black people, people that look like us in technology, AI, and creativity. It's a necessary conversation, and we're just really scraping the surface here. And as we continue in this creativity technology series within the podcast, we're going to dig a little deeper as far as community legacy, mental health, creativity, and just some other topics that will come forth. But right now, we're just laying the groundwork for this. And um, before we close out, Deshon, do you have any takeaways, jewels, nuggets that you have for the listeners and viewers, and then where people can contact you on social media?
Yeah. You see my name down in the little thing. If you go to Deshon Gales anywhere, all of my entities will come up. So if you want to connect with me there, you can connect with me there. Um, but enough about me. You are who I want to get to. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't do and what you can't create. If you want to design a flyer with AI, it can be done. If you want to design a logo, it can be done. If you want to update your resume, it can be done. Everything is possible with AI. Don't be afraid. It's intelligent, and so are you. Whatever you want, Whatever you need, use the tool of AI and watch the magic happen.
And remind them where they can register for your course.
You can go to dgcreativestudio.com and you'll see Beyond the Lens in the menu bar. If you tap that, it's going to give you the directions of what you should do concerning the course. And you can pay right there securely for the course. And I'll get a notification that you are here and that you are ready to work and you're ready to learn. And it's only up from there.
Absolutely. And you can also join me if you go to CamilleEssick.com and scroll down and it says secure your seat. You will see us the button there on my website, CamilleEssick.com. Click there and it will take you to the link to purchase your tickets for the Creative Connect VIP virtual session. It is a one-on-one 2-hour course, and you have tools and resources there available with you in the class and to take with you after the class. And I also have some additional bonus goodies available as soon as you purchase. So go to our respective websites and grab that. And Deshon, thank you just for always sharing and your wealth of knowledge within AI and technology. We greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it so much.
You're very welcome. Anytime, anytime.
Absolutely. And everyone, be sure to follow me. I am on Facebook and other streaming platforms across iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm also on Facebook at Camille.Essick. And I would love to hear from you. You can also send me an email at thespeakerpodcast@gmail.com. With that being said, this has been another great episode of the Speaker Podcast. And Deshon here helped me close out the month of September. I am going to release a lineup for October very soon. So go to my website, subscribe, because my subscribers, they receive the notification first. And I'm telling you, next month it's going to be so, so good. So you want to do that. With that being said, this is Camille Essick. I'm host of the Speaker Podcast, the podcast where innovators and creators connect. You all be blessed. See you later. Bye.
Thank you again to my guests, and also thank you for joining us on this episode of the Speaker Podcast. If you were late catching the conversation, no worries. Slide over to my YouTube channel and catch the replay. Be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Help keep the Speaker Podcast ad-free. Hit the link below and buy me a coffee. Your support keeps the podcast free of interruptions while bringing you more impactful conversations.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Speak Her Podcast. Be sure to follow Camille on Instagram at Camille.Essick, Facebook at the Speak Her Podcast, or www.camilleessick.com.